Hello everyone, this is Admiral Playerovski bringing you Atlantic Fleet, Battle of the Atlantic, continued as Germany. Right, let's get right into it. U-68 goes in for repairs, and this little task force heads north. And are you resupplied? Yes, you are. Excellent. Please make your way back here. Right, I think that's all for this time. Quick torpedo check perhaps. 2019 12. But you're right next to a resupply ship, I understand. Yes, alright, so that's fine. Could even temporarily actually wait, no, these are type 7s, aren't they? So 12 is almost full. Right, that's no problem then. You guys are full. U-27 over here with 11. That's fine. You've got 9. So struggling a bit. 6. Yep, you need to head out to get resupplied as well. And U-30 has got 11. Alright, I suppose that's not too bad then. Right, let's press on. Oh, right. On their way out into the Atlantic, in the East Greenland Sea in mostly sunny weather in week 2.5 of April 1940, the task force led by the battleship Scharnhorst, which also comprises of the light cruiser Leipzig and the destroyer Z-17, has detected an enemy contact in the afternoon. It's the destroyer Glowworm, and the Germans have the initiative. Well, here we go. We've got the Glowworm over here. We'll just let the Scharnhorst take this one. Flank, get the guns turned. 14.8 is suggested. Let's do 14.8. High explosive shells. Oh, that is a strong wind. That's a strong wind. I'm actually going to put the guns all the way down here this time. And I usually put them in the middle, but this time it's a very strong wind and it's blowing right to the side, so I feel it's necessary to do it like that. Open fire. Fire! And even that wasn't really enough. Might have to go over a little bit then, it would seem. Are they in range? No action from the Glowworm. Let's move the Scharnhorst along. Right, so 14.8 was short. They're saying 14.5 now. I'm actually going to go up to 15.2. And I will adjust for the wind even more this time. Go about here this time. Fire! Better. I think it was more a case of them getting lucky with that one than me doing something incorrectly as such. Still no action from the Glowworm. I'd like to think those near misses have caused some level of damage, however. Right, let's put the guns even further away. Put them about here. 15.2 was... well, what was 15.2? It was sort of technically there. I'll go 15 this time. Fire! No, that was long. We're really throwing our advantage away here. We're not pressing home the advantage we have in the form of the big guns. They will eventually get close enough that they'll be able to open fire on us. Right. Again, even more needed to adjust for the wind. 15 was long by a lot. They're saying I'll go 13.5 then. Fire. Alright, that's one hit. Not really that great. Firing. No action still. Good, 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 good. That's good. So 13.5 was a hit, so to speak. If I drop that down then to around... Ooh, I'll go 12.9. And I'll put the guns about... About here maybe. Fire. Again, near misses. A little bit short, I suppose, but either way. None. They've elected to not fire. 12.9 was short, so I'm actually going to keep it at 12.9 for now. I'll go about here, maybe. Fire. There we go. Finally, we found them. We found the range. I'm guessing they're going to be turning away now. Alternatively, a secondary explosion might finish them off. Yeah, they're making smoke. They're trying to get out. Understandable. I'll go 12.5. Pretty badly hit at this point. Fire. More damage, but they're still afloat. Oh wow! Broadside away from the glowworm, aimed at the destroyer Z-17. No hit scored. All right. I guess that shouldn't really be that surprising, considering we very much, you know, hit the stern of the ship. Naturally, you would expect damage to propulsion and/or steering if that occurs. 12.5 was there. I'll go 12.1. Fire. Not quite. Let's have you guys try and get out, seeing as the glowworm is actually firing at you now. 3 guns fire from 3 turrets. Oh, they've straddled the Z-17. That's what they've done. 12.1 was good still. Maybe 11.9 perhaps? Or even keep it at the same elevation. The wind isn't as strong, it would seem. Oh, excuse me. So I'll go about here, maybe? No, I'll go about here. Fire! There we go. So the glowworm is sinking. Action report. On the British side, the destroyer Glowworm was sunk for 1,800 tons. On the German side, the battleship Scharnhorst, light cruiser Leipzig and destroyers at 17 suffer no damage. Warship tons sunk on the British side 1,800, merchant ship tons sunk on the British side 0, and nothing lost on the German side. 1,800 renown earned. In the Azore Isles in week 2.5 of April 1940, an Allied convoy was attacked by submarines. 35,040 tons of merchant shipping sunk. Good, that's good news. Lutzow and U-68 is still in port. You guys can continue to move along. U-29 can replace U-40 temporarily in the Canary Islands. Yeah, U-40 desperately needs to go and get resupplied. Right, that's all fine for the time being. Oh, this should be interesting. In the West Greenland Sea, in week 3 of April 1914, cloudy weather. It's the same task force as last time. The battleship Scharnhorst, light cruiser Leipzig and destroyer Z-17 have intercepted at dawn an enemy contact. It's the light cruiser Newcastle and the destroyer Verdun. The Germans have the initiative. Right, this is the Newcastle over here. Flank, and I'll say 20 degrees to port for the Scharnhorst. 12.6 is suggested. I shall go 12.6 as I have nothing better to suggest. The wind is not that strong, is it? No. I'll go about here though, just to account for it and see whether we need to do more or less than that. Fire! No, I think that's pretty much all we need to do for the wind. Right, Leipzig, you go 30 degrees to port. We'll target the destroyer Verdun. 23.4 is suggested. Rather high elevation. High explosive shells. Again, same correction as for the Scharnhorst. Fire! Are these good, bad? Really good, really bad? Pretty good for a first salvo, I'd say. Yeah, destroyer can just get out, I think. No need to use it this time, I don't think. Here comes the Newcastle. Opens up with 2 turrets. Shells fall short. Good. Here comes the Verdun. Are they in range? Yes, they are. And they're firing at the Z-17 destroyer. Alright, that's it's not super surprising, particularly. Right, 12.6 was not very good at all. I'll go down to 10.9 and I will put guns about here. Fire! Looking good. Good. Leipzig, your turn now. Your shots were a little bit short, I believe, but they were basically there. I'll go 23.6. Put the guns here. Fire! Ah, just long. Just a little bit long. Good. Oh, they're turning away. I do believe that their pumps are damaged. Verdun with none. Their pumps are damaged, aren't they? Yeah, those are damaged pumps if ever I saw them. Right, well that's good. That means we scored a very good salvo last time. I'll go 10.9 again. Fire. More hits. Leipzig, you will hopefully score some hits this time. 23.6 was not good, they're saying. I can kind of agree with that, perhaps. I'll go down to 21.9 maybe. At least we've got the correction for the wind sorted. Fire! the very least. One hit maybe? Yep, that was one hit. Go right here and then behind the sharp horse to disengage. Oh, it's a broadside from the Newcastle. Hits will be scored. Yeah. Well, there goes the undamagedness of the Scharnhorst. The good news is we can take light damage like that easily. It's not going to do us any major problems. So 10.9 was kind of a little bit short, I would say. Tweak it a little bit. Fire! Ooh, that's taken them out. Newcastle is sinking. Right, it's just the Verdun now, the destroyer. 21.9 was actually a hit, but they're saying to drop it much lower. I will, broadly speaking, comply. Fire! Because they are getting close. Yeah. Good, it's another 2 hits. Disengage? Not yet. Oh, you've got the Leipzig there as well. Alright, go behind the Leipzig as well then. They're done with 2 guns in 2 turrets firing at the Z-17 again, I believe. Once again, no hits scored. You can see the Newcastle sinking. Right, well, Scharnhorst, it's time for you to switch fire to the Verdun. Can I use the plotting information from the Newcastle to target the Verdun? Yes, I can. I'll go 10.9. Newcastle going under now. And gone. Again, place the guns about here. Fire! Alright, 1 hit. So we've basically got the range already. Anything that the Leipzig doesn't do now, I'm guessing the Scharnhorst will finish off on the next turn. So 20.3 was pretty good, I'd say. I'll drop it by 1 degree now. Oh, I can't see the... right. About here, maybe? I'm guessing. Fire! If this goes wrong, it's because we couldn't see exactly where to correct. No, it's bang on. That's bang on. So yeah, like I said, anything that the Leipzig doesn't finish off now, Scharnhorst will finish off now on this turn. Right, 10.9 was good. I'll drop it by about... I think 0.8 should do it. Okay, let's go about here. Fire! Yep. Just as I predicted. Verdun is sinking. Right, action report. On the British side, the light cruiser Newcastle was sunk for 12,000 tons. The destroyer Verdun was sunk for 1,300 tons. On the German side, the battleship Scharnhorst received light damage, and the light cruiser Leipzig and the destroyer Z-17 received no damage between them. Warship tons sunk on the British side 13,300. Merchant ship tons sunk on the British side 0, and 0 tons sunk for the Germans in both categories. 13,300 renown earned. Right, let's continue to get this fleet back into position where it should have been all along. U-40 will go here to get resupplied. One more turn for the Lutzow and 2 turns for the U-68. Oh good, we'll have both fleets sail out relatively close to each other then. Ooh, and the western approaches. In rainy weather in week 3.5 of April 1940, the submarine U-41 with no damage and submarine U-42 with light damage have detected an enemy contact at night. It's the corvette Abelia escorting a convoy of large freighters, C2 freighters, a C3 freighter and a T2 tanker, with the U-boats having the initiative. Now, those of you who have watched my previous videos know that, well, I don't exactly think highly of corvettes. I do think you're much better off using a destroyer. But I also understand the necessities of war, and sometimes you're just not going to be able to, to be able to get a destroyer out because there may be no destroyers available. And if you have the choice, do you send a convoy out completely unescorted or do you put a corvette on it? You would put a corvette on it. Corvettes, of course, they do have one 4-inch gun. They have depth charges as well, I believe. So maybe it's enough, perhaps, to scare off a possible U-boat threat. Maybe if it's a lone U-boat, it might sort of say, do you know what? Maybe I'll stay away. I'll actually put a torpedo right here already. Fire it away immediately. Hopefully this goes well. Yeah, U-42, you go up to flank and just possibly get something in. It's going to miss, isn't it? Or it could just clip the stern. Right, well the Abelia is sunk. Sink merchant and withdraw. Action report. On the British side, the corvette Abelia was sunk for 950 tons, and the convoy of C2, C3 freighters, along with 3 large freighters and a T2 tanker, was also sunk as well. On the German side, the submarine U-41 received no damage, and the submarine U-42 received no additional damage, meaning she leaves with light damage. Warship tons sunk on the British side 950, merchant ship tons sunk on the British side 64,900, 950 renown earned. Right, in the Canary Islands, in cloudy weather in week 3.5 of April 1940, the submarine U-29, with light damage, recently resupplied I believe, has detected an enemy contact at noon. It's the destroyer Cossack, escorting 2 merchant ship T2 tankers. The submarine has the initiative. This is lucrative potentially. 45,000 tons from just 2 ships. And of course, wouldn't you know it, we're in an absolutely horrible position. T2 tanker, 5,500 yards away. Cossack, over 7,000 yards away. Other T2 tanker as well, many thousands of yards away. The only saving grace is that they're going relatively slowly. Oh. Great, now everyone's just miles away. The destroyer, ironically enough, is the ship that's the closest to us. And of course they're moving straight along, because why wouldn't you? You're going, you're going faster than the U-boat. However, they continue to keep this up, and maybe we could, do a certain something. Are they going to start turning or not? Because if they're not, I'm going to gamble a shot at the T2 tanker over here. Right, it's a 3-turn shot, so they're also going quite slowly as well. 21.3 hits them immediately. That hits them immediately. So if I go about, well, actually 20 could be quite good. Maybe. 21.3 is there. I'll go 19.8. One torpedo. I know the torpedo is close to the ship, but at the same time the tanker is actually moving quite slowly as well. Oh, now you decide to turn, do you? Of course you do. Well, turning in this case is actually quite good, because it means they have a less of a chance of clearing the torpedo. Right, set your sights on the Cossack. Turn and face. I do believe that'll hit the tanker. Yep. Will they sink from one torpedo hit or not? Yes. Huge explosion. Right, now the Cossack's going to get interested in the submarine. The other T2 tanker tries to get away. We've reloaded our torpedoes, so now we've got 4 torpedoes ready. Now when they get close to us, probably on the next turn, dive away, because this is a tribal class destroyer, and instead of the typical 2 4.7 inch guns, it's got 4 4.7 inch guns at the front of the ship. So a broadside means you're getting hit with 8 shells potentially. But we have dived away, so we're not in danger from the shells, but we are still vulnerable to a potential depth charge run if they get close enough, and I don't sink them in time. However, I think I'm going to sink them in time, so I think we should be fine. Make sure we're facing them. Nothing worse than getting everything lined up and then you surface and then you realise actually we're perpendicular to each other. One 15-degree turn. Right, so they're close now. They must be very close now. Yep. It's time for me to surface. I'll go 1/3 speed. We don't want to get too close to them now. Right, 1954. That's a good distance. Same procedure as always, one in between the turrets and one in between the funnels. Right there. Fire away. Good. So the Cossack has been sunk. T2 tanker moves all, but it's futile at this point. Action report. On the British side, the destroyer Cossack was sunk for 1,850 tons. 2 merchant ship T2 tankers were sunk for 22,500 tons each. On the German side, the submarine U-29 received no additional damage on top of the light damage she had before the battle. Warship tons sunk on the British side 1,850, merchant ship tons sunk on the British side 45,000, and nothing sunk on the German side. 1,850 renown earned. Right. There are 3 ships here. Does that mean that... Yes! There is nothing in the shipyard except for the U-68, which means the second task force of surface ships can now make its way back into the Atlantic. Good. Has U-40 been resupplied? Yes. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Good. So U-40 can go where? I suppose it can go back and support U-39. Right, let's have you go into the North Atlantic and then come across to the Azore Isles. Right, so that's that. I think one more turn maybe. Erminger Sea, in week 4 of April 1940, an Allied convoy was attacked by submarines, 44,910 tons of merchant shipping sunk. Good, you guys are very much in the Atlantic now. You guys continue on. And U-40 can come back in here. Good. Oh, we've got the U-68 repaired as well. Good. Right. Things are looking quite good now. Western approaches. Week 0.5 of May 1940. Allied convoy was attacked by submarines. 56,390 tons of merchant shipping sunk. Well, 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 wouldn't you know it. In the North Atlantic or Northwest Atlantic, again in week 0.5 of May 1940, it seems my task force has been intercepted. The battleship Gneisenau with medium damage, the light cruiser Nuremberg with light damage, and the destroyer Z4 with no damage have been hunted down effectively. Enemy contact in the evening is the submarine Triumph. In the Triumph, the British sub has the initiative. Right, run. Just run. Run before they change their mind about not firing those torpedoes. You as well. Get out of here as quick as you can. Don't even hang around. Whereas you're going to spin around and get targeting that submarine over here. In a way, it's kind of this kind of balances out all the engagements where the Scharnhorst perhaps, well in particular the Scharnhorst and the Nuremberg would take a central role and the destroyer would sit it out. But here, we've completely flipped it on its head. The destroyer is going to do 100% of the work, whilst the Scharnhorst and Nuremberg try and, you know, not get sunk by the torpedoes, if they were fired. I don't think they'll fire them though now. Not at the capital ships. I'm not sure you can call a light cruiser a capital ship, but that was my fear, that they'd fire at the well, my ultimate fear is pretty much having any battleship that I have at point blank range to a British sub, because then you can't do anything. If they place your sub, well, if they place your battleship, you know, 2,000 yards away from a British sub, then that's it. You literally cannot do anything to counter that. If they place it like 3,000 or 4,000 yards away, however, and the submarine does decide to fire torpedoes, then you can do something about it. Granted, you only have one turn to do something, but it gives you breathing room. Not a lot of it, but more than zero. And sometimes that's all you need. One good maneuver, tactic, technique, and you're in the clear Looking very fine. Right, I'll go one more and then I'll turn. Yep, 4092, easy. Triumph fires away 3 torpedoes. My mistake. Usually they just fire 4. Alright, they've decided to go with 3. I'm going to assume this is because the destroyer is quite close and we haven't been changing course that much. Right, go backwards therefore, hard to starboard. We're not going to get in front of this one, are we? I'm a little bit concerned. Stop! Right, we can't make it to this one, can we? No. How short are we? Oh, we're very short as it turns out. Nowhere near. Alright. This is where we get a little bit dangerous, perhaps. No action. Oh, never mind then. Seems we are safe after all. Still can't disengage with either of my heavier ships. Alright, 2/3 speed. Out of starboard. Right, 2864. This, I know it doesn't seem like it, but it is a 2-turn shot. Put a torpedo right there, fire it away, and that should do good things for us. So their torpedoes won't actually hit anything. They run out of steam. No action. Here comes my torpedo. Triumph is sinking. Good. Action reports. On the British side, the submarine Triumph was sunk for 1,600 tons. On the German side, the battleship Gneisenau received no additional damage to add to the medium damage she had before. The light cruiser Nuremberg received no additional damage, meaning she leaves with the light damage that she came in with. And the destroyer Z4 received no damage at all. Warship tons sunk on the British side 1,600, merchant ship tons sunk on the British side 0, and nothing sunk in either category on the German side. 1,600 renown earned. Week 0.5 of May 1940, in the eastern Sargasso Sea, an Allied convoy was attacked by warships. 59,890 tons of merchant shipping sunk. And in the same week, in the United Kingdom, submarine attacks by enemy aircraft. Fresh out of the shipyard, U-68 immediately receives medium damage. Have they actually damaged anything important, or is it just we've damaged your sub and that's it? Nope, it's just damaged it somehow. Right, I think I'm going to leave it here for now. Have we gained an additional square on the tonnage war? I believe we have. The British are now down to 7 squares in the tonnage war. We haven't actually picked up that much more in the Allied merchants sunk per month. Still just under 300,000. Naval vessels sunk so far 4 for the Germans. For the British it's at 80, so 1 to 20 kill ratio. Very good. Over 2.5 million tons of merchant shipping sunk so far in this war. Pretty good, I would say. Renown is over 400,000 as well. Not that we are in danger of needing to spend a lot of renown. A long list of lost ships on the British side. And the familiar list of German ships lost here in red. This hasn't changed in, I think, probably 4 episodes, maybe even 5 perhaps. But anyway, that is all from Admiral Playerovski for this video. If you're enjoying this series, or if you enjoy the content in general, leave a like and subscribe. It helps to motivate me to make more content. And yeah, Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye for now.